Joining us, the head coach of the Cavaliers, Dane Damron. Coach, coming off a big win over number 16, Lenore Ryan. Two more South Atlantic Conference Players of the Week. We'll start on defense since it's his first award. Markel Daly, two more interceptions, and really sealed the deal with his last
one. Yeah, that was a big one. Markel, we've moved him from safety. He's played some corner. He's done a lot of good things for us. What a great kid he is. But that was a big one, that last one. There's no doubt about it. It was kind of frustrating we didn't recover the onside kick, but I think those are always a coin flip sometimes. But Markel has been big, two of them in that game. I think he's got 5 on the year. I don't know if he's leading or he's tied for second in interceptions in Division II. I know he's up there. I think a kid's got 6, but he's had a good year for us and made a lot of big plays.
Offensive side of the ball, Lyndon Redwine there, especially in the first half, gets you out to a good start. A couple touchdown passes there in the first half. Finishes with 299 yards. That's the second time this season that he's won the Player of the Week award in the South Atlantic Conference.
Lyndon did a lot of good things. I thought he turned down a couple of throws later in the game that I'd like to see him made. I'd like to see that, the one right there before halftime. I'd like to see that one thrown about 6 inches higher, and I think we could have been up 28-10. But Lyndon's playing well, doing a lot of good things. Can't be too discouraged when your quarterback has been Conference Player of the Year twice, and he's doing a lot of good things. He's distributing the ball. We got a lot of kids touching the football during games, so that's good for us. I think we've got to just continue to do what we're doing because we're going to have a tough test this week.
Looking at some of those other guys, and we'll talk as a unit, as a group, the defense continues to make huge plays. When you're averaging 4.8 sacks per game, that leads the league. They forced 13 turnovers thus far this season, and those negative plays have really helped this defense, and it's put the offense in some pretty good situations as well.
No question. I think defensively we've been very opportunistic. There's been some times this year where we didn't look very good on defense. Then we bow up and make a play. And to be honest with you, that's really what you want. You want your defense to be able to, to take the ball and to get after the quarterback. And that's the most important thing. I couldn't be happier with how they're playing. We've got some things we have to shore up. There's no doubt about it. But they're really doing a great job making big plays, and we spend a lot of time in the quarterback's backfield the last couple of weeks.
Offensively, Javon Gillespie leads the league, 5 rushing touchdowns. Then a guy I thought had a big game for you there Saturday, Darian Newton catching the football.
Yeah, Newt he can play them all. He does a lot of good things. He's been really good on punt return because he's just back there catching it. I don't care how many punt return yards we get. I just want the ball. And he does a good job with that. He'll step up and make those tough catches on punt return. And then the touchdown was huge. And on Javon's touchdown run, he made a big block on a kid too. So he's doing a lot of really good things. He's a great teammate. So it's great to see him having success.
You talked about this schedule whenever we started this run. It's the last of 3 consecutive games at home and another really tough opponent. Newberry picked 3rd in the preseason poll. They come in 3-2. Talk about the Wolves and just kind of this stretch you've had here at home. You're undefeated at home, 3-0, and if you can go 4-0, be the first time since 2007 the Cavs started 4-0 at home.
Yeah, that'd be something. When Cavalier fans have a chance to see this Newberry team roll in here, they're pretty, man. They got a lot of good looking athletes. So it's gonna be a tough one. Defensively, they're huge. Their interior defensive linemen are enormous. Their defensive ends are nice and long. Linebackers look like defensive tackles playing linebacker. So they're really good. Their 2 corners I think are fantastic football players. And on offense, the main quarterback they play does a lot of good things, but they'll put another kid in there to run some quarterback stuff with him. Really good and fast wideout. So it's going to be a tough one. They are 3-2. Mars Hill was able to get them, and North Greenville got them earlier on in the year, but they're sitting with 1 conference loss just like we are. So it's going to be a tough game. I think this is probably the best of the 3 teams that we'll have played during this stretch, and so we'll have to play really well and take care of the football to have a chance in this.
The thing that sticks out to me when you look at it just on paper, and obviously paper is paper, and the game's played on a field. They've made a lot of big plays as well, especially through the air, as has your team defensively, and a lot of big plays on offense. Talk about the big plays, limit them on the defensive side of the ball, and then capitalizing offensively when you've got the ball. I think your team's had something like 15 plays of 30-plus yards already this season.
Yeah, that's, that's huge. That's great to see, but you don't want that to be the only way you can move the ball, which was great to see against LR. Our last touchdown drive, I think we went 75 yards and put a drive together, and Jake won ended it with a touchdown. So that's huge. We have to be able to limit theirs. Their starting quarterback is, he's a touchdown waiting to happen with his arm or with his legs. He's really good. So our DBs will have to be on what they're doing. Newberry does a lot of motion, try to get you to be undisciplined in the back end with some of the motions and stuff they do. It's a lot of just window dressing. So our guys will have to be disciplined and eyes will have to be in the right place. So it's going to be a tall task. There's no doubt about it.
Coach, thank you for your time. Good luck against the Wolves. Hope we can finish off this homestand with another victory. Fans, kickoff from Smith Stadium, 12 o'clock Saturday. Thank you, Coach.
Thanks, Daryl.